last week, Jane, Amanda, and myself, along with Dave Freedom and legal consults, cranked out this injunction with affidavits in 3 days. As you know, we did a fundraiser because we were paying for legal consultation. And then which by the way, they don't go very far with lawyers with the amount of money that we get. Lawyers are, holy shit. I should have been a lawyer because it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. But anyway, it's insanity. It's insanity. So we put together this injunction. We filed it on Friday, and the court rejected it, which is okay. This is okay. And why is it okay? Because number one, I fucking told you shit was going to happen, and you ignored it. And now we're going to revamp this. We have to revamp it because now it's in the past. And we've had another lawyer look at it. So now we've had 3 lawyers look at this. And we're going to make changes. And now we're going to add in the evidence of me getting tickets, which was recorded. Dave Freedom had his spy glasses on and talked to 2 officers and asked them, because, it's not, when you go up to cops and you're like asking questions, but they're not going to answer you. So we have spy glasses on.
Spy glasses.
I've got a pair too.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
Well, Jane lent me hers. Anyway, Jane has spy glasses.
Oh my God.
So he has a recording of 2 different police officers stating to him that if you come through this blockade, we will arrest you and take your car. Under which law? So guys, they're violating Section 134.1 of the Highway Traffic Act and Part 2, Section 63, Bracket 1 of the Criminal Code. You have every right to protest. You have every right to walk down the street, to block traffic, to drive your car. You have every right to do that. And a lot of the shit that went on wouldn't have gone on if people didn't have to worry about the police.
Exactly.
And it was all intimidation. We know, blah, blah. But if anybody has any evidence, then they can also do an affidavit and add to the pile. You could do an affidavit too, Jonathan. I know you don't have footage, but you know the guy's name. So you could do an affidavit and call the guy out, the bylaw guy. I have his badge ID for you if you wanted to.
He's wild.
Because they're being empowered. The OPS is being empowered by Bell, and Bell's being empowered by the government. So this is the problem. Watson is WEF. We all know that. And so Watson is a horrible, horrible man. He's a terrible individual. Do you have something you want to say?
Yeah, is that apply only for the weekend or for the whole?
That vehicle exclusion zone, guys, permanent. That's why this has to get done. They want it to be forever. With no laws, not a single law, not even a bylaw. They're taking away your rights with nothing.
Exactly.
Nothing. And I talked to a couple of cops and asked them, can you tell us the bylaw? Can you tell us the legislation? Nope. They got nothing. They couldn't say a word. So that was the thing rule. So again, if anybody wants to do an affidavit, we've got the templates ready. You really just need to put in, I was walking down the street on I'll give you an example. I was walking down the street on April 30th. A bylaw officer, T. Clark, came up behind me, was harassing me for X, Y, and Z, and whatever. I can read what mine is. And the beauty of this, too, guys, we put it online so everybody can see it. And Dave has revised or has done a new affidavit, as I did. And Dave has done a sworn affidavit over his win with the Bill of Rights. We don't have case law with the Bill of Rights because the charges are being dropped. So it's unfortunate that we can't say, we'll go to Canley and look up freedom versus whatever. But he's got a sworn affidavit. A sworn affidavit, guys, as we know, is a legal document. It's legally binding. So it's the best that we could do to kind of, if you guys want to share that, you're welcome. It's on the site. Everybody can view it. It's available. And again, if anybody wants to add to this, like if they had something happen to them, like you want to do one, I can send you the template. You can just fill it in.
For sure. I'm considering all my options right now.
Yeah, and you can even take that little.
I really wish I had the video.
Insert adjective here.
It was so ridiculous. Like if anyone just seen that video of this guy, like they'd be thinking this guy is looking for a violent confrontation.
And he's bylaw.
Yeah, he's not a law enforcement officer.
So Amanda, we got to go after that guy.
Oh gosh, I know. Let me get this first template done.
There was 2 of them in that cart at that time, and the other guy who hopped out. He said not a word, but it was Clark was just off his rocker.
Yeah,
think
and they're banking on us not knowing. That's the
Officer
thing,
Gray.
right?
There's another crime going on here at the same time. They're hiring all these extra bodies that come out of our pockets.
Do you know that they're trying to say that that weekend cost $6 million and that the convoy cost $800,000? Do you know that bullshit? Have you heard that bullshit?
Yeah.
What did you know that, like, riding
So-
the box on, like,
I said no. We're taking.
one day?
You need to hold the individuals accountable and take them to court. So for Clark and the other guy who wrote the bylaw tickets for me, which I have every right to protest, they violated my rights.
Yeah.
They also it was extortion. Play the music or to get a ticket, or on the hill, turn off the put the speaker away, or you can access a public hill. They tried to trespass me on Parliament Hill. They tried to tell me it was private land. I'm like, you guys
They
need
do
to.
tell us to tell that to everyone that's private,
Yeah.
public property.
I'm like, you guys need to.
It's private property, publicly funded, but the Parliament check.
No, I'm like, you guys need to just quit while you're ahead. Like, you guys need to stop.
That's
They were
what they're
illegally
saying,
searching
and they're sticking
people.
to it.
They were illegally searching people. So one of the reasons why I wanted to get the tickets is so I could get the guy's badge number. Because now that I have his badge number, I can take him to small claims court for $35,000, and I can serve him. I can serve him through his office because he's T. Clark, the living human soul, and T. Clark acting as bylaw. And then I don't have to have his at-home address. I can serve him through the office. But we have to do this to these guys. We must do this to these guys because if we don't, they're going to keep doing it, and it's going to escalate. And they want it. They wanted nothing more than to get into an altercation on the weekend. So anyway, that's
Because
that.
they're empowered by the authorities.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because the authorities have told them already, we approve of you doing whatever you want to do, and just get it done.
Well, and look at the
They're
threats.
lawless.
Yeah,
Our
and
authorities are lawless.
Exactly, and look at the threats from OPS.
Right.
We told you to stop doing that, and if you didn't, we were going to come for you.
Ryan's trying to say something.
Well, just let it.
Another thing, guys, those two injunctions that were filed last in February. So the first injunction on I think it was the 7th about the horn honking, and then the second injunction, which was oh, by the way, I don't know if you saw this, but in the communication leading up to Rolling Thunder, there was instructions for us to not urinate and defecate in the streets. That's the kind of shit that they were putting out about us. No defecating in the streets. I mean, excuse me, guys. I'm just going to be over here. Like, what the hell? Like, we're children. And in that court order, the second court order,
Oh my God,
yes.
what is that? I peed in the park.
well, they took away all the porta potties during the convoy. So what were people supposed to do? They took them away and they closed the restaurants. And then some of the restaurants that were, like businesses that were open, wouldn't use the bathroom. That was all deliberate. So of course people are going to pee in the street.
They closed the restrooms too.
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
And shut the
Exactly.
flame off.
Exactly.
That's a crime.
That is. So both of those injunctions, guys, just so you were aware, the judge said, you're all welcome to continue with your peaceful and lawful protest. 2 injunctions, twice. They acknowledged it was a peaceful, lawful protest.
But
Fucking
don't
judge.
honk and don't pee. Is that
Well, don't because there actually is in the criminal code tumultuous noise or disruption, which the horn honking was. So then, okay, fine. You know what? That's legit. And then what he was asking for the second time was legit. So people complied. But remember, if you don't know there's a court order, you can't comply, right? If you don't know, and it actually says that in the court order as well. If you don't know, you don't have to comply. Well, no, shit.
does it?
If I don't know.
Does it
So-
say that?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
does.
yes,
Oh.
yes. So,
So
on.
while I was on the corner of Slater and Bank, I got to know quite a number of local business people there.
Yeah.
And there's three in particular that come to mind here, but Taco de Terra obviously is one, for those of you that already know that story. And then Et Cetera Market. And then just recently, this weekend, these people that own a jewelry store.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Remember that name?
Yeah.
So I have testimony from these business owners.
Yep.
That told me that they had some of the most profitable. Like Taco Terra, for example, had the best 2 days in the last 2 years. After I told them, load up with food, we'll sell you out. Load up with food, we'll sell you out. So we did that a couple of days in a row. And Senator Market was saying business was booming as long as we were there. While we were there, business was just fantastic. And then the thing is with me, after we all pulled out of there, I went back to see these people just on a personal level. And so in visiting back with these people, they're telling me, well, you know, since you guys left, nothing. I mean, there was no revenue. And now the government's going into these businesses and saying to them, if you sign this document that you suffered while the protesters were here, we're going to give you money.
Yes.
Senator Market took the money. The jewelry store owner said no. And I haven't talked to Taco.
And they were they were told to close. They were forced to close, were they not? The jewelry
Right.
store. That's the other thing.
I mean,
They were bribing people to close or force, like Iconic Cafe. You're not allowed to feed the truckers. You're not allowed to run your business the way that you want because
Right.
we want to screw everything up so that we can blame people.
Exactly.
Totally. So is anyone here in Ottawa? Is everyone here in Ottawa this weekend?
No.
Yeah.
No, I mean you guys right here.
In the coming weekend?
No.
This weekend.
This weekend.
Where are you guys going?
Family.
I'm going to Fires. Good stuff. I'm going to be going down to Parliament Hill with my speaker this weekend to see what happens. To see
I'll be there.
When's this weekend? When?
Saturday.
I'm going Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with my display.
Yeah, I'll come down and join you. I want to see what happens this weekend to see if it's different. To see if it was just last weekend.
Yeah.
Or to see if I'm going to be locked access again for freedom of speech and assembly and association. It's also a violation of 1B, equality and protection of the law. I'm not being treated equal, and I'm not getting protection of the law. So it's 1B, 1D, 1E of the Bill of Rights, and I'm going to go again. And if I'm denied again, I want names this time. And I'm like, we'll see what happens. We'll see how far it goes.
Well, make sure there's people with you.
What's that?
Make sure there's people with you.
Yeah. And I'll wear the spy glasses.
Yes. Where did you buy that?
What time are you going to be down there, Brian?
Tomorrow or Saturday?
Saturday.
I'm thinking around 10.
Just in regards to the suing the officer, so during the original convoy, I was, when they kicked everyone off Wellington, I was in the red zone, and then I was stopped by the police and they kicked me out, and my hotel was in the red zone, so they said I have to leave the hotel, all this stuff. So I was wondering, I had my GoPro running the whole time, and I got their name and everything. So is that something that I could do, like sue the officer? Yeah, and then
So just so you know, so the Emergencies Act was declared on February 14th, I believe, by Lametti, Mendocino, and Blair. So 3 ministers declared the emergency under the direction of Trudeau. But when you read the Emergencies Act, it requires governor and council. Governor and council means the entire federal cabinet has to vote on it. So those guys didn't have the authority to declare the emergency. And actually, under the English Bill of Rights, when somebody is creating or renewing law and they're doing so under regal authority, it's illegal. And we still follow British law because we inherited British law because we're a common law country under the structure of the UK. So what they did was illegal. They